I'm guessing you've booked room 11089 on Norwegian Gem. We just got off of a back-to-back in which we stayed in that room the entire 9 days we were aboard the ship. I have a room tour video next for you to see, and at the end of that video, check out my honest thoughts on that particular room. Welcome to our home in room 11089. We'll be in this room for the next 9 days. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about what these rooms look like. So we'll start this little tour at the front door. I always say the front door, like there's a back door somewhere. So this is the door, we'll just say the entryway to the stateroom. Over here, you'll find a safe as well as several shelves for you to put all your items. And we were pleasantly pleased with this closet configuration because we have more shelves than what we're typically used to. So on this side, we have all those shelves as well as an area to hang things with plenty of hangers. And a little cubby up there too. As we look into the room, you will see that you have a refrigerator. And in that fridge, they do have items in there for you to use, but beware, they are for sale. So there will be a charge for those, obviously. And some drawer space. And as I've told you before, I am the type of person that likes to unpack all my things. Our luggage has not arrived yet, so I was just giving you kind of an empty room tour at this point. And then later when I set everything up, I'll show you how that looks. Nice mirror, little stool to get dressed at. You have one outlet here. You will find on cruises that outlets are kind of sparse, so we always come prepared and have like a cruise-approved surge protector. If you're wondering what that thing is, it is a fold-down bunk bed. So it will just be a top bunk. So you could, in fact, put 3 people in here. And the bed comes with 2 side tables, as well as a phone. That does not call home. That calls things on board the boat. I'm trying to see if there are any kind of outlets over here for us to use. Doesn't look like it. A little reading light on both sides. These tables have some cubby space underneath them, so that will be handy if you need to store devices or whatever. And circling around the TV. So I will say that Norwegian is one of our favorite cruise lines, and we don't cruise for a television. But sometimes in the evening, it is nice to come back to your room and be able to watch some TV. These are the smallest TVs we have ever seen on a cruise ship. And the channels are very limited, which that is typical for any cruise line. But that is your TV with another shelf up top for you. And coming right around, there is another mirror, full-length mirror. So you have plenty of space to get dressed at. Got some hooks on the walls. These buttons here are going to be your lights. These will work, the ones in the bathroom. And this is the cruise ship bathroom. Again, this is just an interior room, just a basic interior. We like sailing in interior rooms just because we're not in the room a whole lot. And these rooms get super, super dark and super, super cold at night. And you can sleep like a bear inside these things. So we prefer them, and it is a nice perk that they are cheaper. Have some hooks on the back of the door for whatever you'd like to put up there. These bathrooms really aren't that bad. And the showers, my husband fits in there just fine. It's probably one of the larger cruise showers we have had. And it has the glass sliding doors, which I do like. And as I mentioned before on a video, this cruise line, as well as most, to be honest with you, has dispensers in the shower for, this is shampoo as well as body wash. And I forget, Norwegian is one of the only ones that has a dispenser for your hand soap. I usually pack a little bottle of hand soap, and I forgot they provide that, so that is very nice. One more final look before I get all unpacked, and I will show you how I organize these rooms. About 4:45, we got our luggage about an hour ago. So I came upstairs to get everything unpacked and to secure it away the way that I wanted it to be for the week. I just wanted to come back on here like I promised and show you how I organized the room, show you some of the tips and tricks that I've talked about in previous videos. So again, as you enter the room, that's the door. And on the back of the door, I have that blue rack, and you can see all the little pockets are full of all of our things, from medicines to hygiene products to makeup, hair things, sunscreen, my jewelry. All of that fits nicely in there. That's a lot of stuff that would be on the counter otherwise. And in the bathroom, there still are some shelves that's available. I typically put Brandon's stuff in here because he has to shave and stuff at the sink, so he gets a spot in here, as well as our toothbrushes and whatnot. All the things are in the shower already. Over here by the door, we just designated, and of course each cruise is different and each room is set up a little differently. So on this particular trip, we decided to put all of our bathing attire, bathing suits and water shoes there. And inside, all our clothes. I'm sure you recognize some of those dresses and things that I showed you last week. And on the inside, we took advantage of the shelves to put some of our shorts and t-shirts on. And as we turn around here, we have basically our charging station area up there. We only found 2 outlets in this entire room. We used our little cruise approved surge protector up there to put all of our cords and whatnot on there. Luckily we had enough, so we can kind of stagger our charging, what we're charging at the moment. And then the hooks, like I told you about, those are invaluable for hanging little odds and ends so that you don't misplace things such as keys. In the drawers, you'll find our drawers and our socks. All the underclothes fit nicely in there. All my stuff's in there. And on my side of the bed, I have my laptop, my iPad, a notebook. And I don't think Brandon has anything on his side of the bed yet, but he'll probably put his iPad there. And he just piles his shoes there in the corner. So this will be our humble abode for the next 9 days. And after the week, or after the 9 days, I will update this video to tell you how the room actually was, how it actually slept, if there were any kind of strange noises that we heard, or how the temperature was, all the things that makes a room good or bad. So I will come back and revisit that. The key takeaway from the last 9 days is that was an excellent room. When you book your cruise, you always wonder if the room is going to suit your needs, if you've picked the right one, or if it's going to contribute to a bad cruise. I can assure you, our experience in this particular room was a great one. There was no loud, weird noises from any area above, beside, or below us. There was no weird, obnoxious smell. The location of the room was wonderful. We were centrally located to elevators and stairways. We were also very close to food, any activities. I felt like the things that we like to do, we could get to within usually a walk up the stairs or down the stairs within about 2 flights. So we didn't even really need to use the elevator the entire time for everywhere that we were going to go to. Room stayed nice and cool. That was quite a big deal to us, just because I and my husband sleep much better at night when there is a cool temperature as well as moving air. So we put up a little homemade ceiling fan in our room using our travel fan and the little metal hooks that we use on our walls. So that worked out tremendously. That was great. Lots of cubbies and lots of storage. Surprisingly, out of all the rooms we've ever had on a cruise ship, this one was laid out a lot differently. Instead of just having a closet door with a small closet area inside, there were shelves inside this closet that you could put things on, as well as the normal shelves that you see in a cruise room and the drawers. So for us, being in there for 9 days, we did have to bring extra clothes, and everything fit perfectly. We never felt cramped. It was super organized the whole time. So I did like the layout of this room. Negatives. There weren't many, but I would be neglect to not share what we thought, both positively and negatively. So I would say, as far as the room goes, the only negative, and it wasn't even a major one, was the shower. Not what you're thinking, not the shower curtain. It was a glass door, but it was the water pressure from the shower head. It was one of the typical slidey up and down ones that you see on cruises. The water was nice and hot in there, but just the pressure, it was enough to take a shower, an effective shower, but it just wasn't as strong as what we like. So not a major negative, but just trying to think of the things, both positive and negative, to share with you. That would be one. And second to that, as strange as it sounds, our room attendant, he did his job very well. He constantly kept our room clean. We were not lacking for anything, but he just wasn't as engaging as some of our other room stewards. We met him like the second or third day we were there, which was a little unusual because most of the time the room stewards will seek you out on the first day just to introduce themselves and to ask if there's anything in particular that you like or dislike. And he never made an appearance. And during the course of the cruise, I think maybe we saw him once. And so again, not that we expect all this attention. We don't want someone, constantly trying to speak and hold conversations, and we're not demanding or want a bunch of things, but it was just something we noticed, that he was just not as engaging. But again, he did his job just fine. The room was always clean. The room had everything that we needed at all times. So whether that's a negative or not, I don't know, but it's just something that we noticed. So really, in conclusion, overall, I will assure you that if you are booked on the Norwegian Gem and you have room 11089, you will be happy with your room. So go on your trip and walk into that room with some expectations of it being a perfect stay for you. And I hope that you have a wonderful voyage and take advantage of all the things, all the memories that you can make, and have a great time.